Stop ignoring the red flags. She disrespected you on the second date and you're going out with her again? She crossed a boundary that you put in place, and now you're struggling because you feel used, you feel resentment. I mean, valid. But when you ignore the red flags, you're wasting your time when you could be with someone that actually cares about you. Men often ignore red flags naturally because you're always told that no woman is perfect, and that is true. That doesn't mean you have to put up with anything that she wants to dish out. Or people tell you, oh, you're being too picky because you want her to be nice to you, or reasonable things in general. Or, oh, maybe she's just emotional. That doesn't give her a free pass to treat you however she wants. You deserve decency. You deserve respect. So whether she's manipulating you, being disrespectful, trying to control you, you can't see your friends or family anymore, a lot of men will automatically minimalize it. Maybe you don't want to look like the bad guy for walking away, or maybe you just don't want to lose her. It's like that video we saw a while back. This is completely unacceptable. And sometimes she makes it up to you afterwards. Sometimes she does something nice for you, but she doesn't take full accountability. She doesn't bring up the conversations. She doesn't apologize. You're like, oh, she tried. She made an effort. She bought me a cake. She's in with me. It's okay. But no, it starts this habit where she constantly knows, okay, if I do that with him, or if I give him this, he'll let it go, and then I get a free pass to act however I want. A lot of men will override their own tuition because you've been taught to have shame around setting boundaries. Women are always taught to set boundaries, but men aren't. Men are discouraged from doing so, and you have every right to do that. That's part of your self-respect and taking care of yourself. And you tolerating a lot doesn't make you strong or weak. I know some men deeply believe that if they don't tolerate much and they don't put up with certain things, then it might make them weak, and that's not the case at all. I would almost argue that you putting your foot down and setting boundaries and then enforcing them makes you look stronger. Or sometimes you're so used to toxic relationships that if you're in a calm relationship, it almost feels wrong to you because you think chaos equals chemistry, which is so far from the truth. And some toxic women out there are really good at manipulating people. Maybe she was talking to her ex and you rightfully call it out. And she flips it as, you're being insecure, you're being controlling. But you know that if you did the same thing, she would lose it. Maybe she's the type of woman that's constantly going over your social media or going through your phone. You know you couldn't do the same thing in return to her, and she wouldn't allow it. And instead of enforcing that boundary, you start to question yourself. Maybe I'm being too harsh. When the reality is, she's saying that on purpose. She knows that's what's gonna happen. Some of the other red flags that some men miss. I don't need a man. Great, she can take care of herself. That might sound like a green flag to you. But translation, she'll punish you for wanting to lead. She might not see you as valuable in her life at all, which will cause her to not even appreciate you. I understand not wanting the reverse, where she relies on you on everything and she's dependent on you. But there can be a happy middle with that. Now, another red flag is if she only has male friends and no boundaries with them. You want a woman that if she were approached when you weren't around, she would not entertain that. She would shut that down. Otherwise, she's not going to be loyal to you. Again, a happy middle. She can get along with other men, but she does draw lines. And mood swings and silent treatments. I'm seeing more and more videos that men are making. And some women too are like, oh, it's just normal. All women are like this. No, they're not. A healthy woman is not like that. She will learn how to manage her own emotions. And this doesn't mean she's not going to be crying one day or get angry. But you will see restraint. She will manage her emotions in a healthy way. If she has an issue, she will talk to you about it, not do these weird silent treatments. She'll try to address issues with you directly. And if you're not used to this type of bluntness from a woman, it might be a little off-putting initially until you get used to it, but this is the healthier way of doing relationships. And another thing is the jealousy games. This is another thing that I see that's painted, oh, all women do it. No, they don't. A woman that genuinely cares and respects you and who is mature is not going to be texting her exes because you upset her. She's not going to be posting thirst traps to get attention from other men. Maybe if she's upset with you, she'll need a little timeout for a little bit, but she'll usually let you know. And then she'll come right back and fix the issue directly. And for some men who have never been in a peaceful relationship overall, sometimes this chaos can feel fun or passionate. The unfortunate reality is these things will often happen slowly. She won't do it all at once. You won't see all these red flags right in front of your face typically. It will gradually happen, and if you don't react to it, if you don't stop it, it will increase. And then before you know it, you're like a shell of who you once were. And you won't have the confidence to stand up to her or set reasonable boundaries. I see this happen to so many men who go into relationships, they're healthy, they're confident, they have so much to offer. It breaks my heart because I see these women just destroy who they were. And then they don't have anything left. They can't leave. Sometimes these women will do it on purpose because they want you to not be able to leave them. It gives them power and control over you. And then you're to the point where you have to put your foot down and not tolerate it anymore, but it's a lot harder to leave. Every time you ignore a red flag, you become more numb. You might gaslight yourself. You might neglect your own values just to avoid confronting her directly, because I know for a lot of men that can be really hard to confront someone like that. But when you don't, you are betraying the most important person in your life, and that is yourself. And some of the reasons why you might stay even though you know you need to leave, of course this is not gender exclusive, everybody can go through this, but the fear of being alone. You may not even know what it's like to be alone anymore if you've been with her a long time. You'd rather be in a relationship where you're being tolerated. Sunk cost, if you've spent a lot of time with her, again, you don't want to start over. I mean, who does? But if you buy a bad stock and it's just dropping and it's never ever going back up and you know that, you don't keep throwing money at it. You sell and try to get as much back as you possibly can. Or maybe deep down you have hope that she will change. If this and this happens, if her life gets better, whatever it is. But you're holding on to a version of her that may not even exist. You might be dreaming of your dream woman, but she's not that woman. Don't be in love with the potential. Be in love with the reality she is showing you to your face. How do you avoid this happening? Stop giving second chances. I know that sounds hard. It's one thing if she genuinely takes accountability, she genuinely made a mistake. We all do. But if it's super disrespectful and it's something you can't forgive, like cheating, then don't give her another chance. And learn to sit with your discomfort. It hurts. It hurts to go through these things. But sometimes we're so focused on distracting ourselves, we don't sit with the pain. And I know that's really hard, but sometimes you just have to let yourself grieve what you thought was going to work out. Maybe you thought she was your future wife and it's obvious she's not. You need to let yourself feel that. You can't just magically move on and start dating again. You have to go through the cycle. And also build an identity outside being needed. If you're known as that guy that stays, that gives a million second chances, you're gonna burn yourself every single time. You will always stay too long in those situations. And again, listen to your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. And over time, your gut will get better at figuring these situations out for you. It'll be a better indicator overall. I feel like we've all been there where we've been trapped in bad situations and you can get yourself out. And if you need more help with this, I have a link